All right, good morning, everyone. It is 8:41 on the morning of October 25th, 2022, and this is my pre-market strategy session. So the title of today's video is Support and Resistance at 282.85 on the Qs. And actually, you know what? It's probably a little bit more accurate to call it a support and resistance zone, actually. Although 282.85 is a definitive line, it's probably more like between 282.13 to 283.81, where if the market can make it up that high today, I mean, I'd be really impressed. I mean, that's one heck of a bullish move in a bear market. Now, of course, I mean, we did see much more significant bull moves. You know, there's this move from Thursday, the 16th of June to the top that happened on the 16th, a month later, or 2 months later in August. But in that time, we did have quite a few zigzags happening here, which aren't, really like anything to sneeze at. I mean, these moves from the bottom here to the top here, that's a 10% move. I mean, it doesn't look that big, and when you kind of look at it this way, but that's a 10% move right there. So where are we now in this move from the bottom of this move here on the 13th of October to here? It's a 9.89% move. I mean, you know, the move up is comparable. And also something else too here is that we are bobbling around this long-term neckline right here, and so right now we're above. I mean, that kind of gives me a bit of a bullish bias, just barely. But yeah, I think the next sort of area of resistance is going to be right here in this zone right here, 282 to 283, and I will look to start averaging into shorts right in there in that area. That's pretty much a game plan for the day. Everything else is just kind of an observation. We have the SPX breaking through yesterday, some upside resistance area. The market can remain irrational longer than I can stay liquid. So I don't put too much emphasis on breaking through risk ranges or anything. But this is the area where it's time to start looking at the next pullback. Will the next pullback bring us, lower than our previous low down here that happened on the 13th? I don't know. But it's just sort of the rhythm of the market. It's the way that it works. So, you don't want to sell when it's low. You want to sell when it's high, so you can buy back lower later if you're shorting. So, all right. There's something else that I'm impressed with. Oh yeah, and actually, you know what? Another case for it being bullish is in these moves here on the way down. The stock market actually tends to go up. So as the delta increases between the 10 and the 2 spread, it's bullish for the market. As of right now, it's looking as though it wants to come back down, which would be actually bearish. Oh, I'm sorry, bullish for the Qs. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're moving sideways to down right through here. And so what that could mean is that we start to flatten out in here. We start moving sideways in the Qs for a while. The 10-2 spread can stay inverted. There we go. Let me put this on a monthly chart. And so let's see, back here in 89, I think it was inverted for roughly a year, or it bobbled around the inversion mark. Back here in 2001, it was a year. Back here in 07, it was 18 months. And it's not until the yield curve begins to normalize again that we get the correction in the stock market. So we're just in sort of like the starting, we're only, we'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4 months into an inverted yield curve, which could be another, I mean, there really could be another, what, 8 to 12 months left of an inversion before we see the real stock market crash. So pretty crazy, considering that we're already over 30% down on the Qs. On the S&P, I think it's getting close. Or it just went, actually, no, let's just measure it. Because the last time I think I measured it from top to bottom, it was 25%. So let's look here where we are today. Here's the top and where we closed yesterday. So 21% down. So it's still bearish. I mean, it's still in bear territory, It's interesting. I have these old lines here. Let me make these a little bit bigger so they're a little bit easier to see. Make them a little bit thicker. And I'd forgotten I'd put them there. Now they're starting to show up on my chart again. But here's this old support and resistance line. This red line right here. And it looks like, the market's kind of toying with it. Kind of playing on that line a little bit. Let's look at it on a monthly. See what it looks like on a monthly. The support and resistance line. Yeah, interesting. Well, let me get rid of that so it's a little bit easier to see. So here we are at a support and resistance line. I put this in, I don't know how long ago. I forgot I was there until we kind of came down and touched it not too long ago. So, I mean, if we start breaking down, I mean, it's down here into the mid 2000s that the S&P could go to, and even further down, actually. So we'll see what happens. Nice little bounce off of it here. You can see. So Bitcoin has done a really good job of hanging on to the mid 1900s right here. I think it's going to be short lived. Let's see. We have this rather significant support and resistance line here at 19,600 roughly. I'm going to call it 19,600. Below it, it's bearish. So Halloween, the day before, the day after Halloween, this Halloween time frame right here could be scary for Bitcoin if it goes down. We'll see the next leg down happening around that time frame if price sticks around. But also, if Bitcoin decides to go up, this X marks the spot. This region right in here is just sort of an important time frame for Bitcoin right in here. So there's only about another week left. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 more trading days left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 5 more trading days left. We hit the 31st. Of course, Bitcoin trades 24/7, 7 days a week. So it could happen outside of a trading day. Interesting. I'm looking for some action on Bitcoin right around the end of the month. It could be a day or two after. It could be a day or two before. But we've seen a lot of these moves here, these big percentage down moves, like here on the 19th of August, 10% down. Let's look over here on the 13th of September, another 11% down. So it's not unusual for Bitcoin to make these kinds of moves, and I think there's more of those things to come. All right, that's my strategy session, everybody. Good luck out there. Keep your wrists tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at tomorrow morning's strategy session. I am out.